What is up, guys? It is Scrub here, and today I just thought, since I've been playing Free For All recently, and since I do play Free For All a lot, like most people don't know that a whole lot, but Free For All is one of my favorite game modes, which is strange because, which is strange sometimes because, I like objective game modes, I like TDM and stuff like that, and I like being able to, play with a team and get coordinated and stuff, but I also really like playing Free For All because it's just fun, not being by yourself, and it gives you a better sense of accountability, Sure, every time you lose, there's no one to blame it on. You can blame it on OP guns, you can blame it on lag, you can blame it on whatever, but at the end of the day, you lost. You lost, and that's it. That's just, but it does make it feel so much better when you do win a game because you can sit there and say you did it. Nobody helped you unless you're boosting, but who the fuck boosts in Free For All? Anyways, so getting that out of the way, I thought since I've been playing Free For All recently, and since some people don't play Free For All a whole lot, and the reasons they don't is because they think they, will suck at it, I thought I'd just make a guide on how to play Free For All. This isn't guaranteed to help everybody. This may not help a single person. This is just the way that I play Free For All and the things that I always try to keep in mind whenever I play Free For All. I don't know how long this list is going to be. I don't have any of it drawn up already. So I'm probably just going to go with it, just go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens, But I think, and this is no particular order either. It's just, okay, so number one when playing Free For All is you do got to admit that you're not the best player in the world. You're going to lose Free For All matches, and it is going to suck, especially in the beginning. If you don't play Free For All a whole lot, you are probably going to suck in the beginning. I know I first started playing Free For All, I was ass, and I lost all the time, and I wanted to give up. I wanted to stop playing it. And, here we are a few years later, and Free For All is one of my favorite game modes to play. And I love it. I really enjoy it. So, my first tip is just don't get discouraged, no matter how bad you suck in the beginning. As long as you keep in mind these tips and keep in mind your own tips, what you think works, you will develop and you will get better as a player. And that's why my number one tip is don't get discouraged. Number two, the spawns suck. Don't even try arguing this point. It is a fact. If you try arguing this point, you're just retarded. The spawns in Free For All are ass. Either the map is too big and you spawn, light years away from everybody else and the action is slow, or the map is too small and you spawn in somebody's crosshairs. It doesn't matter. The spawns in Free For All suck. What I like to do with the spawns in Free For All is, instead of looking at them as a disadvantage of sorts because of how many times I spawn in front of somebody, I look at it as an advantage that I can abuse, something that I can turn into a positive. Once you learn the spawns on a certain map, or once you have a basic grasp, once you've died a few times in a free-for-all match, or once you've gotten a few kills in a free-for-all match, you should kind of have a basic grasp of where people are going to be based on where they're spawning, based on where you're seeing people, based on what routes they're running. So try turning the bad spawns into a positive. Make sure to check spawns. Instead of being the guy that gets a bad spawn and gets absolutely dicked on within the first 2 seconds of spawning, be the guy that dicks on him. If you know where people are going to be at from the spawns, you can try really hard to control an area. And sure, you can call it camping all you want, but at the end of the day, it's fucking Free For All. You do what you got to do, So I think that's number three. No, number two. Number two, the spawns suck. You're going to have to get used to it. Now, number three. My number three tip would probably to, position yourself. If you know that a lot of people are going to be running a certain route, or that there's going to be people in a certain area, or if there's a spawn, where you're at, you should probably move. Either that or be expecting somebody to be in that spot based on the patterns that you've seen before in this map or before in this match. So number three, position yourself. Number four, know that people are predictable. Humans are creatures of habit. It's one of our major disadvantages. Once we find something that either I'd say once we find something that works, but even sometimes if it doesn't work, we'd still stick to it because it feels comfortable, knowing that you're in a spot that you've been in before. Even if the position you're in sucks, it feels better being in a bad position that you've already been in before than to be in a completely new position. That's just how we are as human beings. We like familiarity. You can abuse this in free-for-all. Say somebody likes camping in a certain corner. Be ready for them at that corner. Say somebody always runs this route after they spawn. Be ready at that route. Say that there's somebody always checking this certain spot or always being at this certain spot. Go to that certain spot and hit them when they don't expect it. Chances are, even if they start sucking, they will probably stay there. Okay, so that's number 4. Make sure to abuse the fact that humans are creatures of habit and they are predictable. Number 5, this tip, I'd say be sure to use the movement system to your advantage. Now, this tip is probably going to change for the next game since the movement system, hopefully isn't exosuits for World War II. But in Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 3, even if you still play that, even if you still play Advanced Warfare, the movement systems are very fast-paced, really quick, really easy to get around the map and jump around in people's face and confuse the absolute fuck out of them. Use that to your advantage as the best you can. If you're up close to somebody and you either don't have a good gun for up close or you just don't feel comfortable in that situation, jump the fuck around. Absolutely have a spaz attack, okay? Because at the end of the day, everybody does it in this game. Everybody hates it, but everybody does it. It's kind of like camping. Everybody does it at some point. So, my tip, I think that was number 5. Number 5, make sure to abuse the movement system as good as possible. Number 6, accept that it is a learning process. Now, I've already talked about don't get demotivated, don't get discouraged, keep on grinding. But also, what you might want to do is set goals for yourself. Obviously, in this game, you're supposed to be able to tell what percentage you are on the leaderboards, but I don't see that. When I go to check the leaderboards, it doesn't show up. But if you do know what percentage you are, set goals for yourself. Let's say you're in the top 50%. Okay, we'll set a goal for 45, and then 40, and then 35, and then 30, and just keep going till you get to the top. Because setting goals for yourself like that is one way to keep you motivated to keep going. Because once you reach that goal, you're going to want to keep going higher. And you're going to just feel, excellent every time you pass a goal that you want. So, for my number 6 tip, don't get demotivated, set goals for yourself, and achieve those goals. Number 7, make sure to learn maps. This isn't something that I'd say, you don't have to do something really hard for this. Don't go into, custom games and play a shit ton of games with bots on, every single map in the game until you get all the spawns pinpoint exact. Because nobody has time for that. Let's be fucking real here. Nobody has time for that. And if you do, what are you doing with your life? Please. But, just playing free-for-all normally in a routine or playing the maps in normal modes like Domination and Team Deathmatch, you should get a good grasp of where things are going to be at, or where people are going to be at. So for my number 7 tip, I would suggest learn the maps. Take note of where the spawns are, where the routes are that people run all the time, where the camping spots are. Take note of everything, because in free-for-all, no matter what it is, people are going to be there. Number 8. For this one, I would say, okay, if you shoot somebody and you're following them and you start shooting them or something like that, and they die and you don't get the kill, wait. You do not want to rush out there balls deep, because somebody got that kill. Somebody saw him there, and chances are if they saw him there, they saw you there. And you rushing out like a banshee, like a blind idiot, is just going to get yourself wrecked, insanely. Also, I know the gameplay stopped. I'm trying to ramble on here. So for number 8, don't be stupid. Use common sense. If somebody gets a kill on somebody in front of you, that means there's more than one person there. Number 9. If you are shooting at someone and they turn a corner, one of the worst things you can do is turn that corner and aim up. Now, a lot of people would argue with me saying, you know, you want to aim for the head, get the headshot multiplier, get the extra damage in and stuff like that. But in free-for-all, what people normally tend to do is once you start shooting at them, they tend to turn the nearest corner and lay prone. Don't know why, but it works. It works for people all the time. So what I would suggest doing is aim as low as you can, as tight in the corner as you can once you turn that corner. Number 10, if you're getting shot from the back, turn the nearest corner. Turn the nearest corner and wait. You know, either he's going to fucking absolutely jump scare the shit out of you turning that corner and rape your ass, or he's just probably going to turn around. And that's one of the dumbest things you can do in free-for-all. If you are shooting at someone and they turn a corner, you never want to turn around and start running the opposite direction until you for sure know that they're not in that corner anymore. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten a kill on someone because they started shooting at me and then turned around and ran the other direction, completely facing opposite to where I am. So, number 10, every time you turn a corner, wait a little bit and then turn back around. Number 11, I think I might have already said this one. If you're shooting at someone and they turn a corner, don't turn around. Just, you know, wait. Anything but turning around in the other direction will be great. Number 12, be moving. This kind of contradicts what I said. You know, people are creatures of habit. If they find a camping spot that they think works or that even doesn't work, but they find themselves to be comfortable in that position, chances are they're going to want to come back to that position every time. But once you're in a camping spot in free-for-all and you get killed once, that spot is gone. That spot no longer exists because they know you're going to be coming back for it, and chances are they probably already set up a tent there themselves. So what I would suggest doing in free-for-all, always stay moving. Don't use the same route twice. You know, every once in a while, switch it up. Don't camp, especially if your camping spot's already been compromised. It's fucking gone. Okay, there's no fixing that. It's just gone. And I think for number 12, I would just have to say the most obvious one. Have fun. If you're not having fun in free-for-all, you know, if you've been trying and you're just not having fun in free-for-all, I just wouldn't recommend it for you. Because at the end of the day, it's all about having fun. Sure, you want to get the wins, you want to get on the leaderboards, everybody does. Everybody loves having those bragging rights over, you know, either everybody loves having them bragging rights over their friends, or they just love being in that 10% circle jerk, you know, where it's like, oh, I'm in the top 10% in Advanced Warfare. Oh, so am I. Let's jerk off together. I'll be honest, man. I want to be in that circle jerk, alright? That's a really exclusive circle jerk that I want to be a part of. Just for a little bit. I want to experience it. So, yeah, kind of a quick video. Some of these tips may seem a bit, like, confusing. You may have to run over them a few times, maybe watch this video more than once. But, you know, obviously I can't make a 30-minute video or nobody's going to watch it. So, that's just basically my guide on how to play free-for-all. Or what I do that works for me. If this doesn't work for you, well then I guess you're part of the minority. Find what works for you and stick to it. This has been Scrub. I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace the fuck out.